All right, back again. Hola, Matthew.
Yay.
So, I've been busy lately. I've been watching a lot of videos. A lot of videos. You know what those videos are on? Those videos are on politicians and their campaigns on both sides. How truthful they are and how much
It's so painful to watch
what
one
they
of those
what
commercials.
they say is affects me. You know, and I don't know how to say this, but a lot of these politicians don't. Well, okay, let me change that. A lot of the Republican politicians, and I hate to single them out, but they seem to be
Yeah.
the culprits. They don't have an agenda.
No. No, well, no, that's not true. They do have an agenda. Their
No,
agenda
well,
is to go after the Democrats, impeachments, investigations. That's all that they are planning on doing when they uh, hopefully don't take power.
well, let's look at some of these campaigns because they're very contradictory.
Hello, Liz Cheney is endorsing a Democrat. What world are we in now?
Let's talk about Liz Cheney. She said that if Trump is uh, wins the primaries, she's leaving the party and starting her own party or joining a different party. Maybe not
Right.
the Democrats, and maybe the Independents,
I could see her joining an independent under the circumstances.
or it may be an off branch of the Republican Party
But see,
called the
the weird thing
Conservative Party.
is she's out there too. It's not like she doesn't have a bizarre, wonky conservative agenda. It's just that Trump just went a little too far. But she sided with him 93% of the time.
Which, yeah, but she was also one of those who stood up against him. Now
Oh no, I know that, but I mean that was her line. Like the
she
grabbing the
was
cookie wasn't enough. I mean that was her line.
there. There was speculation that she's going to start a new party called the Conservative Party to put yourself away
Uh,
from the Republican Party and to keep yourself different from the Democratic Party. She wants to start the Conservative Party
I suppose I could understand that. You
because,
know,
from what I understand, the Democratic Party is liberal, the Republican Party is conservative,
the C party. That's funny. The party of C.
and the Independent Party is like middle of the road. So you don't have anything for you have the extreme right, you have the extreme left, and middle left, but you don't have a middle right. It's either
That's what
all
the
or
future
nothing.
is.
It's either all or nothing with them, and there has to be there's a lot of Republicans who are not the extreme. They want to be Republican, but they don't want to be extreme Republican. And
Fair
so
enough. Right, where they don't think it's right to force their beliefs on everyone else.
to put it in terms that I think other people can understand is there's a center line, and the Republicans now are far right of center. The
Oh
new
yeah, they're
group
far right
wants to be
of the end of the center.
the new group wants to be just right of center, where they could share some ideas, but mostly they're conservatives. And I don't see that as a bad thing. I don't see that as yeah, okay, you're going to say, well, you're taking votes away from the Republican candidate. Well, who gives a
Yeah, but at
shit?
least you're
They're
getting
all
the real
pieces of
pulse
crap
of the
anyway.
Conservative Party.
Huh?
You're getting a real pulse of the conservative membership
Right.
because
Right.
you had all these nut jobs. They had to find one party, so they picked the Republicans. They could have easily picked Democrats,
Well, thank God,
whatever
because
they
we would
could
have
have,
thrown them the fuck
or
out.
independents for that matter. But they had the best momentum because most of the crazies or leaning crazy were already in the Republican Party.
Right.
Now they're just more vocal about their craziness. Now,
Well, I think,
that's okay. That's fine.
the idea of, take all the drug dealers and put them on one island, and let them deal with themselves instead of keeping them in society. I agree the same way with with far left, far right Republicans. Put them all in one fucking party where everyone can just do their own thing over there and leave us with the real people.
KKK crackers.
Yeah, I mean, leave us with the real people, and all those that are left of center and right of center that can work
It
together.
needs to be an island that's only a few feet above sea level, though. Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, because they still need to reap what they sow. Most of this climate bullshit is up because of them blocking all legislation to help fix this shit. It's not like we've never tried to pass it in the past 50 years. They've just always been good at blocking it.
But what I'm saying is all extremes should be in one party. All the right extremes should be in one party. Call it the Donald Trump party.
Extremists would just come out with their own party and call it an extremist party. Let's just call it what it is.
Or the Trump party.
Whatever. MAGA is probably what they'll go with. But whatever they go with. They're the ones who should leave the Republican Party and create their own party.
Put people like Lauren Boebert and Marjorie Taylor Greene and Herschel Walker and Dr. Oz, let them all go in that fucking thing.
Yeah. Agreed. Ted Cruz, Rubio, DeSantis.
Oh, don't forget
Boebert.
Lindsey Graham.
Yeah, Lindsey Graham. Mrs. Graham, you mean? Mrs. Lindsey Graham?
He is the most wishy-washy piece of shit I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah. And minute by minute, he could change.
Him and that turtleneck face dude. Yes. I think they should all just get a hotel somewhere together, rent out the hotel for the year.
I wouldn't want to see what the children would look like.
Oh, I do.
Yeah, no. That could be a scary thing. Turtle with a dress and an umbrella, drinking a sweet tea. Yeah, I'm all right. Or lemonade, whatever they do.
Watching all the octogenarians.
A mint julep.
Watching all the octogenarians skinny dipping in the hotel pool.
Yeah, there's that.
We have Herschel Walker in Georgia. You remember Georgia, the place that voted Marjorie Taylor Greene in because she was running unopposed?
Yeah, there's that.
Because she scared off her opponent?
Still?
Yeah. Well, that's how she got in the first time.
You're right, but what about the second time? I thought she had opposition this time around. No, I believe that was the or is she not up for re-election yet?
She's not up for
re-election. It's only Warnock and that's it, just Warnock. That's right, because Warnock was in a special election because his seat, somebody died or left or something happened to that person.
Two of them were in a special election. It was Warnock and I think
Ossoff.
Yeah.
They're the winners. I don't know. They were going against Perdue and Loeffler. Yeah, that's the two that were in because they're in temporary spots.
Right.
And then
they're up this election year. They're up for re-election this year.
Who is Green?
No, Warnock.
Yeah, because those were special election seats when they won the last time.
So now Warnock is going up against Herschel Walker.
Yes, and he's the only one. Ossoff is in his seat.
Herschel Walker, who claims to be so morally straight and constantly bashes his opponent, doesn't realize the irony that his opponent is a certified reverend and a doctor, and you can't really get much more straight than that. Now, just because, he says, well, I don't think there should be any exceptions to abortion. Well, let's look at that. You've already paid for two of them, and you transported somebody to one.
Dude, they think that homosexuals should be put to death, and trans and all that.
You know why?
Because they're scared, and they're.
You know what they're scared of, though? They're scared of being found out.
Yeah, no doubt.
I swear to God, most
I
of them.
believe that too. I believe
If you
that
think
in
about
some
it,
fashion because
if
they
you
have
think
some
about it,
freaky fetish like Trump who likes to get pissed on.
well,
And
think about this. Think about this. If you think about all the sexual abuse or sexual harassment cases that have been brought up against politicians, they're usually from page boys. Right? You very rarely hear a woman saying she was sexually assaulted, but it's mostly page boys and assistants, male assistants. So what does that tell you? That tells me that they don't want their shit out in the open.
I'm
And
sure that's true with Lindsey Graham.
that's
I
why they
bet
got rid
you
of
that's
Madison
why they don't
Cawthorn.
want why he doesn't want his phone being divulged because he's going to find all his
That's
you know
why they got rid of
secret
Madison
things.
Cawthorn because
Mhm.
he spoke up about the cocaine fueled orgies.
You know what? To some degree, I mean, depending upon the age level that he's really talking about, I mean, I really don't see Chuck Grassley doing blow. You know, it's just my opinion. I just don't see it. But I wouldn't put it past Gates, McCarthy, um, Gosar, Gomer, Cruz, Rubio. I'm going down the list. Those people there, just to name a few that I know of, Ted Kennedy. I just don't think he wouldn't know what to do with it in the first place if he saw coke out on the table. I don't know. What's it?
Don't forget Marjorie Taylor Greene and
Now, on her, on the other hand, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised she's part of that
I,
group. Maybe she's one of the
I,
pivot girls. Who knows?
I could see Bobert being part of that group. Her and her let me
The
flash my dick
weirdo
husband.
husband? Sure, why not? They might even throw him in the mix just because. But I don't know. I don't think you can put a big enough bag over Marjorie Taylor Greene's face for me. I don't know.
Well,
There isn't a light switch dark enough for me to not. Just the fact of knowing she might be around. Oh
if you
man,
have enough
throws
eight
that
balls,
vision
I'm
in
sure.
my head.
If you have enough eight balls, I'm sure you'll do anything.
Nah, no, I've done my share when I was younger. No, that doesn't work on me like that. No.
Pass around a little bit of MDA, some ecstasy around the group, and you know.
Yeah, but then all I do is pass out, so I wouldn't be a participant either way.
But if you look at Herschel Walker, he's a hypocrite.
And
Down
that's only
straight
the stuff
hypocrite.
we know about. What about all the stuff we don't know about that we just can't find
Well,
because there isn't a trail? You
well,
know?
here's what I don't understand. It's been verified that he put a gun to his ex-wife's head and threatened to kill her. He's admitted himself that he was going to kill somebody. It's also been confirmed that
He said he'd have a shootout with the cops if he under the right circumstances.
He paid for at least 2 abortions and forced one woman into an abortion by driving her to the hospital and waiting outside until she was done.
Right, but the one that he was going to do 2 with, she backed out and didn't go through with it and wound up having the kid.
The one he was going to do what?
Okay, the first girl that came out.
Yeah.
That had a $700 abortion and checks and all that kind of thing.
Correct.
Well, he got her pregnant again.
Right.
And he was gonna, like you say, he wanted another one, but she changed her mind. She had the kid. And then there was another girl separate from that one who he did, like you say, went there with her and made sure she went through because the first time she backed out, got cold feet, and he went through again. And she said she felt, among other things, she felt terrible and horrible and all the things that you'd expect. And he made her feel like a piece of crap.
Pressured. And then he dumped her shortly after that.
Yeah, right. Yep.
Now,
and I get the reason why they're coming clean on this now is because, of his position and what he's doing. It's good for me, not for thee,
Well, especially the whole thing about, we need to have, parents in the home taking care of their kids, these deadbeat dads and whatnot. We have to stop that. And then you find out he had like 5 different kids from 5 different women. And he's not in any of their lives.
No, except for one, the loud one, which now that I'm really seeing his story, he definitely give that dude a lot more respect than I originally did. I I wasn't listening properly to hear what he had to say. I am now.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I'm the
Because
same way.
what he said and why the reasons he offered to why he was doing what he was doing made a lot more sense when he explained it the way he did.
Right,
So,
right. And
you know,
so you've got
so you know what I'm
Herschel.
talking about. You heard that video too? You saw it too?
Yeah. So you got Herschel Walker standing up and going, "Hey, look, I'm
Made
I'm
it explain
I'm,
what it
I'm
is.
against I'm against fatherless homes. I'm against abortion. I don't think there should be any exceptions." And he's doing or has done all of it. Right?
And
You got
worse.
you got that you got Dr. Oz who for some unbeknownst reason can stand up and say abortions with no exceptions is a good idea, but it should be kept at the state level with the intrusion of local politicians.
Right, but also on the debate stage, he fucked up and said that abortion should be between a patient and the doctor because he was speaking because he was a medical doctor. And that's not his position.
No,
He fucked up because
you
what
got
you
no.
stated
During the
is his
debate,
position.
he actually said it should be between a patient and a doctor, and then he added, and the local politicians.
Yeah. Because he was
And
trying to cover up
again,
fuck up. That's what he was trying to do. He was trying to walk back what he said, and that's all he could come up with. To
and
cover up
again,
what just came out of his friggin'
because
pile.
you know that a doctor knows that if you outlaw abortion, you're going to have a lot of botched back alley abortions to
Yeah.
deal with.
Yes. Yes. Because I remember what my sister and mom and my aunt used to tell me when I was little. I never really
And
quite understood it all, but
and
now all those movies and things like that when I was younger around the 70s when they came out with these abortion movies and stuff made for TV things, whatever. Anyway, we can't go backwards into that, man. We can't.
yeah, but the thing is,
You
he's a
know?
doctor and he knows what's going to happen, and yet he's standing up there and saying the exact opposite of what he knows is the truth.
Yes, because he knows it's the right thing, and he fucked up and said the right thing for once.
And again, that's all because if he doesn't, he won't be in the party the only party that'll accept him.
Hmm.
If he doesn't toe the party line, even if he disagrees with it, then he's out in the cold.
On top of that, I should have sent you the Sarah Sanders from my state on the same subject. There were 3 debates. She didn't come to the first 2. She did
I was
come
going
up
to say,
to the last one.
isn't she out of it now?
Out of it?
Like
No.
not in the running anymore?
I don't know. Her name was on the ballot, so
Huh. I thought she was.
I didn't vote for her. I'll say that.
Wow.
Fuck that bitch. But anyway, she was terrible in the debate. The other 2 met with, the waiting reporters, and she didn't saying, "Oh, I got this in a bag. I don't need to answer any more questions. What I already answered what I needed to say, whatever," and she leaves. So she didn't even attempt an interview, but the other 2 did for 15, 20 minutes. I don't know, whatever, maybe 15 minutes. That sounds about right. Maybe less. I don't know. Whatever. I watched it all. But I mean, she gave nothing substance for the substantive. Not that I can even say that word. For voters. I mean, she talked about education, kids, bullets, guns, whatever. And that's really about it. I mean, she didn't say anything. There was no there, no substance there, no meat and potatoes. I had nothing.
That's
But
kind
I
of like
got
this.
that from the other guys, the other 2 guys. I wasn't sure about the independent. I think if the race wasn't so close, I would consider her someone like that because I like his enthusiasm. I think he's very intelligent, very articulate for someone being very new.
That's kind
But
of like DeSantis, who basically said nothing except for Biden during
I know. And then
his
he said,
debate.
"Well, it's my time. I can waste it if I want to."
Right,
No,
But then
no politician gives dead air space. None. When it's their turn to speak, they always say something, and he sat there silent. What the fuck?
that was during the question of, can you guarantee these people that you'll stand your whole term?
Yeah. I like Chris. And he's a Republican, really. He's on the Democrat ticket, but he won as a Republican.
Right.
But he's really
I think he might be thinking about jumping. You better take a look at him. I
Hmm?
think he's thinking about jumping. You better take a look at him.
Who? Oh, what are you doing? Get out of there. Get down. Get down. No, he's in the sink. I got just a dish with some water in it. Get down. All right, I gotta beat my cat.
All right. Well,
No. Yeah.
well, I suppose we could end it here.
No, that's fine. Yeah, whatever. He's good. Once I stand up, he runs away.
You know, food for thought as we head on out the door. I used to holy shit. I used to like, and I know this is going to sound weird, but I used to like Chris Cuomo.
I used to too. Yeah.
And then with everything that happened, I thought I still think he got kind of a raw deal.
He shouldn't have done what he
But-
did. He betrayed us in that way.
I mean, yeah, but there was what he did to, in my opinion, was on the gray side. It wasn't
I
pure
know.
black and white. It wasn't pure black and white. There was some gray area there.
But he sacrificed a lot of integrity for that. He shouldn't have. His brother was wrong. He should have just stayed out of it instead of injecting his influence to cover it. He should have just backed off and let it be. Let whatever unfold.
See,
He should have stayed out of it.
Here's how I looked at it. If it was someone other than his brother, would he have covered it the same way? If he would, then I don't see a problem with it.
No, he wouldn't have. He wouldn't have covered
But
up.
I did find him.
Huh?
I did. I found him again.
Yeah, I know. He has his own sideshow on some off news network on cable, on internet, YouTube.
I believe it's called Network News.
Yeah, network news. I'm 50-50 about their news. I
Bring it up a little bit.
Some of those guys I pay attention to like a grain of, you know.
Right.
You have to be very careful with what you digest in the information world today. You know, there are a lot of things I stumble across that they're, you know, the information is almost right. It's close. And that's when you got to swipe away and find something else, you know, until you get a better. If you can sense something wrong, then it's something you're probably better off to not let influence you in some fashion. You know, the influences are subtle. I'm sure you've noticed that by now. You've been looking at various news things, so your news feed comes up a certain way. But every once in a while, something shows up in it that it's like, you know. And those are
which is something popped up on my news feed, and this is on our way out the door, a subject for another time. But something popped up on my news feed saying that Pfizer is going to increase the cost by 10,000%.
10,000%.
Yeah, that's what I said. 10,000%.
It's still free if you have insurance, but that doesn't mean they're charging your insurance company that much. So they're still charging that price. That's disgusting. It's disgusting.
Well, I think that's
why
something
we
that we
need
can
Medicare
talk
for all. That's why we need a universal system. That is for another subject, another day.
That's something I really would like to delve into.
Oh yeah,
and
me
another
too.
Another topic I think we should delve into fairly soon is the trials and tribulations of disability.
Yeah.
State disability, federal disability.
Mm-hmm. It's
what it
designed
means
to fail.
what it means to the average citizen.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So with that, Matt, time to take off.
Yeah. Have a good day, Hartford. See you guys next show.
Love to have you back. And, you know.